Hi, it's Carrie West, Function Nutrition and Lifestyle Counselor. Today I'm hopping on to talk about coffee. So my neighbor Andrea actually inspired me to do this video because she recently gave up coffee, so I want to give a shout out to Andrea. If you're struggling in any of these areas with sleep, chronic conditions, GI issues, autoimmunity, you might want to tune in and consider the effects that coffee might be having on your system. Caffeine is found in over 100 plants worldwide, but its effects are most potent in coffee. And while many of us enjoy the taste, the primary reason that people like coffee is for its mood elevating and stimulating effects. That first cup of coffee to really get going in the morning, or that afternoon pick me up. And that is because it increases dopamine and adrenaline in the central nervous system, and that occurs about 30 minutes post-consumption. You may be familiar with adrenaline, our fight or flight hormone, where in an emergency, adrenaline increases blood pressure, heart rate, respiration, and a general level of alertness and anxiety in order to outrun danger or perceived danger. While this may be helpful if there truly is an emergency, under normal circumstances, it can be detrimental in the fact that it is redirecting our blood flow from our essential organs into our limbs to allow us to outrun the bear. In doing so, it is disrupting our normal function or parasympathetic functions of digestion, absorption, elimination, detoxification, and reproduction. This increase in adrenaline and dopamine is achieved by blocking another brain chemical known as adenosine. Adenosine is responsible for energy transfer at the cellular level, modulating internal inflammation, as well as coronary vasodilation. It is also an inhibitory neurotransmitter in that it blocks or thwarts dopamine production throughout the day and typically increases with each hour we're awake. It has a role in promoting sleep. In short, caffeine keeps you awake and adenosine makes you sleepy. We're all unique, and speaking into that bio-individuality, there are actually some genetic variants as well that are at play. And some people, again, might tolerate coffee better than others, and to other people, even small amounts of coffee can be very detrimental to their systems, including their GI systems. So let's go into a few other areas that we might see some effects from coffee, including the digestive system. While there is some question about the effects of coffee on the esophageal sphincter, intestinal permeability, stomach acid, there is no question about the laxative effect of coffee, and that is because it causes the gastrointestinal muscles to contract. It's important to note that, like sugar, coffee is an anti-nutrient, meaning it can rob from our existing nutrients, including calcium and essential B vitamins, which are crucial to our brain health and detoxification. Again, so many of us are nutrient deficient, and yet nutrient deficiencies cause disease states. Also part of your digestive system, your liver plays the most prominent role in the metabolism of caffeine. So if you have a liver that's already taxed and stressed, it's putting additional pressure on that. Not to mention the wide constellation of toxic chemicals that can be in coffee depending on where it originates and how it's processed. Caffeine can also have adverse effects on your immune system. Remember, we talked about adenosine, which is blocked by the consumption of caffeine, and adenosine being an inflammation modulator. In essence, caffeine may be suppressing your immune cells and contributing to overall inflammation. Additionally, in robbing nutrients, it also can impact your immune system because the immune system requires adequate nutrition to function properly. Additionally, caffeine in putting extra stress on your adrenal glands and the overproduction of adrenaline and cortisol, you may be taxing this stress response system, contributing to an overactive immune system, which is what you see in autoimmune conditions. So if you are dealing with a chronic condition or inflammatory condition, sleep issues, or you're someone that might be predisposed to not processing caffeine well, you'll probably know if you're that person. In the functional realm, again, we are looking at calming the body, removing inflammatory foods, and again, you want to always shift the body into that parasympathetic state of rest and digest, because that's where the body can heal. Before I leave today, I'm going to link a recipe in the comments for you for a Mocha Dandy Latte. It is using dandelion. It's absolutely delicious and it's caffeine free, but it still gives you that nice little coffee flavor. So check that out and let me know if you have any questions in the feed. I'd love to hear from you. Have a great day.